All right, you guys, welcome back to the channel once more. It's Kyle Lavelle. You already know what to do. Hit the subscribe button, like the video, and share. Sharing is caring after all, right? At least we think it is. But the military, you would think that would be the safest place you could be, right? Safer than your own neighborhood. If you're a woman, more than likely, it's going to be a lot worse than where you grew up at, especially when it comes to sexual assaults and everything. Let's go ahead and check out this Navy sailor's murder linked to multiple sexual assaults. And for somehow it goes unnoticed. Let's go ahead and roll the clip.
Melissa, thanks. Tonight, LULAC is demanding full transparency in the case of a Navy sailor from Texas who was found dead. Angelina Resendiz disappeared from her base in Virginia.
News 4 San Antonio's Destiny Fuller joins us now with details of their fight for accountability. Destiny.
Jonathan, Mandy, LULAC is fighting alongside 21-year-old Angela Resendiz's mother, calling for changes to the Navy's internal system and a complete investigation into her death, saying they believe her case was mishandled.
Until you change the culture, you are not going to stop these incidents from happening. And that brings us to today. The tragic death of Seaman Angelina Resendiz.
21-year-old Angelina Resendiz of Brownsville, known to her family as Angie, was stationed in Norfolk, Virginia. Her body found near the city's naval base in June.
We miss her very much. We love her.
This is a tragedy that happened, and it was absolutely preventable.
Resendiz was last seen on May 29th. Her mother, Esme, telling me she was initially listed as being absent without leave. Her alleged killer, a fellow sailor who is reportedly accused of several sexual assault crimes.
Wait a minute. You want to know why? Key word, several assault crimes. And we all know if this is who it was, he's only going to serve a couple years, let alone a couple months. So it's not going to be a big deal, but it's devastating to the family. And going to the military to serve your country, you would think that would be the safe. You think you will be in the best arms as far as safety. And it's like, okay, we all know that most people enlisted in the military are men, but it's like when women join the military, it seems like they have less safety. And it's like, whoa, that's crazy. And when things do happen and when they're reported, they're not taken seriously. It's crazy. So it seems like as women, it's not as safe for them to be in the military, because I'm pretty sure a lot of this goes on all the time, unreported. So, you know, you have women in the military that are getting tag teamed, some voluntarily. It just, you know, it's just a lot of stuff that goes on that's not talked about. But you should be in some good hands if you're in the military in general.
They failed over and over again. And I think about it, why they wouldn't talk to me. Because they knew already who he was, what he's done, and what was happening right before their eyes.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. There's a lot of people enlisted in the military with a bunch of undiagnosed mental issues. It's like, I feel like when it comes to joining the police academy and everything, their process seems more thorough versus when you join the military, they're so desperate to get people to enlist that so much goes unnoticed, or they just don't care until something happens.
Jeremiah Copeland, as you just heard Larry Romo say, should have never been in uniform.
Guetta Rodriguez is a Marine veteran and also served on the Fort Hood Independent Review Committee to help make changes to the Army after the death of Army Specialist Vanessa Guillen.
How hard is it to have to be going through this for another family, another time?
It's extremely frustrating. It's disappointing. This issue was not unique to the Army. It's not unique to the Army. And every single branch of the military should have implemented like procedures. In some ways, I think that had they done some of this, we may not be standing here today.
Yeah, because you have to think about it. How does your corpse come up missing near an Army base? You don't hear about a lot of guys missing by the Army base, but when it comes to women, they're just disposable, right? It's crazy.
LULAC shared its list of demands online, some of them including a full investigation into the circumstances of Angelina's death and an explanation for why she was listed AWOL. They're also calling for the Navy to apologize to her family and fully enforce the I Am Vanessa Guillen Act, which passed in Congress in 2021, forcing the Department of Defense to improve its response to sex-related offenses.
We need the Navy to say, what is wrong with your recruiting process? Why weren't these red flags not known about?
This needs to be the last. No one should have to go through this. And if all I ever do is make my daughter the last woman that's a victim to this type of violence in the military, then then we win.
Wow, that's crazy. So imagine going through this type of abuse in the military and then coming back to civilian grounds. It's like, how are you going to act? You've been through so much bullshit with the military, and then when you come back to a regular life, you don't know how to act. You're the one with psychological issues because of all the stuff that you had to endure while you were enlisted, while you were on base, while you were overseas. So it's like we don't know what's going on with these people behind closed doors, especially the women. I'm starting to think the women go through way more bullshit in the military than men do. Because men are getting harassed too. The only difference is they're not coming up missing as much. And it's like, depending on who you are and what reputation you have, you're not going to be important if you do come up missing. So this may not be the best route to go if you're proud and you want to serve your country. But like I said, the desperation to get more soldiers, they're going to bypass a lot of mental sectors of the enlistment process versus being a state police officer, a city police officer, or any other law enforcement job outside of the military. It's going to be taken a lot more seriously because you're dealing with civilian people.
Angelina's mom, Esme, tells me her daughter's accused killer has faced a preliminary hearing. Now they're waiting to see if the issue will go to a court-martial. LULAC's suggested changes are still waiting on approval.
Nope, they're going to throw it right out the window. And it's sad. It's really sad, you guys. And, you know, depending on the ethnicities, that's going to matter too. This is Kylie Vale. I'll catch you in the next video. Good night.